mentor, Patricia Hongkwan. On today's video show, I'm going to be asking my mentor questions that affect us as the youth, and she'll be answering them.
Yes.
So, Patricia, today's question that I have for you is, what advice would you give to your 16-year-old self?
Oh wow. Oh wow. First, I have so much to say to a 16-year-old self, but just to also speak to a 16-year-old person out there, or just any other youth out there, the first advice would be to say you are enough. And the reason why I start off with mentioning you being enough, you having to always be enough, is because we come out in spaces where we've been reminded every now and then that you have to work into becoming something. You know, you need to go to school so you could be somebody. You need to study hard so you could be something in life. You need to work as hard as you can so you could amount to something. And oftentimes we are working so hard into becoming something, and we realize that we've always been something. We've always been enough. We've always been, we just are enough. And if you can realize that from a very young age, you would know you have nothing to prove, but to just work on being you, and to work on bringing the best of you forward, and that you have nobody to convince that you can be something, but to work on just being you. And the powerful thing that you can ever bring to this world is to just be yourself. And if young people could actually learn that you are enough, that you've always been enough, that you carry every trait that you can ever ask for, then that way you could be the power that you've always aspired to be. And then the other thing that I personally would want to advise a young person out there, or a 16-year-old person out there, is dreams do come true. But for dreams to come true, they need action. Somebody has to do a work. Somebody has to work at them. They are possible. Your dreams are possible. Your dreams can actually be true, but they need you to work at it. There's a quote that I like using that says, where I often say, when you do the work, results have no choice but to follow. Often at times when you put in the work, results have no choice but to follow. But dreaming and carrying a dream and carrying a vision without you doing anything to it, then 10 years from now we'll still be talking about a dream. But when you do the work, that dream can be, you can actually attain it. And then the other thing is, I would also love to say to a 16-year-old, seize every opportunity. Go after every opportunity. And one may think or say, at 16 years, what kind of opportunities are there for a 16-year-old? But look at it, there are so many opportunities that actually, had we taken advantage of, they would have helped to sharpen us into the better versions of ourselves. You go around my 16-year-old, you could actually choose to be a member of the SRC, you could choose to be a prefect, you could choose to be a class monitor, and those are the things we considered for a certain group of people, not for us. But those were moments that were there to teach you leadership. Those were moments that were there to teach you relations, that were there to teach you working with different characters. And as you see these tiny little opportunities, these are the ones that help to keep open the bigger opportunities in life. So from just that very age, teach yourself to seize every opportunity. Because every little thing that you learn and you become consistent on, it becomes your normal. So basically, when you grow up now, you don't have to remind yourself to seize opportunities. It's already instilled in you. It's already your normal. You know, when an opportunity comes my way, I take advantage of it. Yeah. And then the other thing is, as you go out there, as you are going through life, learn to love yourself. Self-love is one of the things we consider to be selfish. And us coming from the background of being Botswana, where we talk about the spirit of Ubuntu, where we talk about family, where we talk, it's one of the things we don't get to talk about more often because we feel it's selfish. But I can't give you anything that I don't have. For me to love you, I have to pour love that I have in me. So basically, it's kind of witchcraft. It's kind of, I don't know which better way to use to expect somebody to love you haven't fallen madly in love with. And when we say love yourself, we're not saying you don't bath enough, we're not saying you don't dress up nice enough, but we are saying work on every trait that make you, your association, your peace, safeguard your peace, safeguard your energies. Places that drain your energies, know of those and cut yourself from those. People that eat up on your energies, that eat up on your peace, know those and cut yourself from those. Things that rob you of your stability and your progress, know of those and actually, people that are pulling you down, know of those and actually distance yourself from those. Safeguard you, love you that much, and love you enough to want you to see you moving forward. Because at the end of the day, where it's said it's selfish, I often say it's the care for others. Because if I can learn to bring myself forward, then basically by me working on bringing the best version of myself out, I'm by one way inspiring you to actually be the best version of yourself. When you can look at me and say, oh, if Patricia can be that means I can be it too. That's inspiration, that's motivation, that's enlightenment on your side. But if we are to sit here, all of us, and actually just be us and be nothing and work on just attaining something that is not there in the first place, then at the end of the day, nobody's benefiting from that. And then the other advice is, you are your own rescue. Often at times, we have, I call them two siblings. A young brother that has been taught or grown to know that, every time they fall, a sister is told, go pick him up. Every time they lose up something, a sister is told, go help him find it. Every time he cries, somebody is sent, go see why your brother is crying. And all of a sudden they're stuck up in situations of life and they're waiting for somebody to come rescue them. They're waiting for somebody to show up. And I just want to say to somebody out there to say, you are your own rescue. And by you admitting that you are your own rescue, that's just a very, very powerful thing. Because that's you admitting that you have what it takes to change your life. You acknowledge that you have what it takes to actually channel your life to what you aspire it to be. And then there is this other sibling again. The sibling that was always running to check on the brother, to go help the brother find things. The sibling that was always the mad rescue. And I think the advice I could give you is stop being mad rescue. Rescue yourself and stop being somebody else's mad rescue. Because by you working on you, it's like what I said earlier on, that is you taking yourself forward. And taking yourself forward, that is you inspiring the rest of us that are still stuck up in the boat. That this is a journey that can be taken. There's a quote that says, on a tightrope you walk alone. So, trying to carry everybody else to our rescue, that's basically me trying to grab everybody else while it's trying to balance on a tightrope. Chances of us falling before we even get to the center are very, very high. Because that's me carrying people of different characters, people of different visions, people of different dreams, people of different thoughts. The other one will be screaming this side, I try to look at them, we fall off. The other one will be complaining this side, I try to give them my attention, we fall off. But me going all the way to the end of the tightrope, that's me sending a message to you that this is possible. Get off the tightrope and start walking. And that way we are able to get to the end, all of us. Yeah, and then the other thing that I would say to a young person out there is celebrate your little wins. That B that you never thought you could get, celebrate it. That little A that you thought you could never get, celebrate it. Because as you learn to celebrate your little wins, it gives you the opportunity to actually show gratitude, to appreciate that indeed I'm moving a milestone, indeed I'm moving to something, indeed I'm becoming something. And as you do that, that is self-motivation on the other hand. That is you inspiring yourself to keep going. But when you sit back, you get a win and you just put it to the side, all of a sudden you feel like you're not becoming anything. All of a sudden you feel like you're stuck up in one place. All of a sudden you feel like you need somebody to come from elsewhere to come and bring the motivation that you need. But guess what? Sadly, nobody hops up into a stagnant train. We all want it to be moving and to be heard the way we want to heard in order for us to jump on. So basically, for us to come and cheer you up, we cheer you on when we see you in action and doing something that actually triggers cheering from us. But before you get there, you just need to cheer yourself up. You just need to celebrate yourself. You just need to be your own cheerleader for a moment. And as you do, that is you creating more wins for yourself. Unconsciously, that is you creating more wins for yourself. So I hope I answered your question, Dorison. And I hope I did answer a young person out there also that is wondering if they are actually in the right track and the advice they needed. Yeah.
And one thing that I love that you talked about, I've learned that gratitude is the best attitude. Like if you are grateful for every win that you have, it motivates you when you're down. Yeah.
Gratitude is one of the very, very powerful things. Often at times we say gratitude opens bigger doors than the doors we passed through. Because with gratitude, that is you acknowledging that you got it. That is you acknowledging that you weigh it. That is you acknowledging that you can be it, that you are it. And in you acknowledging that, that is you generating an atmosphere of positive energy. And with positivity now, you can actually push yourself all the way forward.
Okay, let's go back to the first point that you mentioned. I think you said you are enough. I think that's the most powerful thing that a 16-year-old needs to hear. Because in our society, I feel like when you grow up, it's a thing of get education, get a degree, work, get married, and that's it. So I think if you take a different path, with the society, they will look at what is she doing? Like they'll start questioning what she does and what you're doing.
I think like you're saying, acknowledging that you are enough is very, very powerful. Because without you acknowledging that you are enough, that you've always been enough, you live to people's approval. And you live to actually justifying and proving to people that you can be what they want you to be. And sadly, we come in a society and in a time where a lot of people are so committed to the self that they are not. The self that has actually been defined by other people to them. And you acknowledging that you are enough, that is you saying, I don't have to change how my eyes look. I'm perfect just the way I am.
That was a powerful session that we had today. Remember, she said, if you do all the work, the results have no choice but to follow. That's a good one, hey? So, if you guys have any questions that you want her to answer, don't forget, just comment down below and she will answer them on the coming weeks. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye!